My brother, my sister, you think Allah is silent, don't you? But what if I told you the silence isn't rejection, it's the sound of your biggest blessing being prepared. You're not forgotten. You're being hidden. My brother, my sister, I know your heart is heavy tonight. I know you're tired of waiting, tired of praying, tired of hoping. You've begged Allah with hands shaking. You've cried silently into your pillow when no one could see. And yet, nothing seems to move. Nothing seems to change. It feels like you're standing still while the world around you keeps rushing forward. You see people smiling. You see them achieving. You see them holding what you've been praying for. And you whisper quietly, Ya Allah, what about me? You wonder, has Allah forgotten me? But listen to me carefully. No, He hasn't. He never has. He never will. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are being hidden. Hidden because what Allah is preparing for you is far too sacred to be revealed too soon. Sometimes Allah hides you because He is protecting you from people who cannot handle the weight of where He is taking you. He hides your name until it is safe to be spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet. He hides your efforts until the right moment when they bloom into results that silence everyone who doubted you. He hides your heart until it is safe in the hands of the one He has chosen for you. Right now, it hurts. It feels lonely. It feels unfair. But this silence, this pause, in this hiding is not neglect. It is divine strategy. My brother, my sister, do you know why Allah hides you? Because there are blessings being built for you that require silence. There are doors being prepared that cannot open yet. Because what waits behind them is too great to be revealed too soon. You see, the blessing Allah has written for you isn't small. It isn't ordinary. It isn't something anyone can understand, and not everyone can handle watching it arrive. That is why Allah keeps you hidden. Hidden from unnecessary noise. Hidden from unnecessary people. Hidden from hands that would try to reach for what is not theirs. You're not overlooked. You're being protected. Every unanswered dua you've whispered, every silent tear you've cried, every night you lay awake wondering if you've been forgotten. All of it has been seen. All of it has been counted. All of it is being used to build something greater than what you are asking for. There are things you think you want right now, people, places, opportunities, but Allah knows your future. He knows who would break you, who would betray you, who would waste you. So He closes doors. He delays answers. He removes people quietly. Not because you're unworthy, but because what He has written for you cannot be shared with those who are not meant to witness it. You're not stuck. You're being positioned. Look around at your life right now. Everything that feels still, everything that feels delayed, everything that feels quiet, it's not without reason. Your silence right now is sacred. Your hiding right now is purposeful. Your waiting right now is building something inside you that you cannot yet see, because Allah isn't just preparing the blessing. He's preparing you for the blessing. One day, you'll understand why you had to stay hidden. One day, you'll realize why certain people were removed before they could hurt you. One day, you'll see why Allah closed doors you were begging Him to open. And in that moment, when His plan finally unfolds, you'll whisper through your tears, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you were protecting me all along. The delay you hate is the door you need. My brother, my sister, I know how heavy your heart feels right now. I know you've been praying for something, begging Allah for it, crying for it. waking up at night just to whisper His name. And yet, nothing. Nothing has moved. Nothing has changed. Every time you thought the door would finally open, it closed. Every time you thought relief was near, it slipped further away. And now, deep inside, you wonder, why, Ya Allah? Why are you delaying this for me? Why do I feel stuck while the world around me keeps moving forward? Listen to me carefully. What you see as delay is actually direction. What feels like Allah holding you back is Allah pushing you forward, just not through the door you expected. You see, there are doors we want, and there are doors Allah knows we need. Sometimes the thing you're begging Him to give you is smaller than the blessing He's preparing. Sometimes what you're holding onto so tightly is not where your soul will thrive. So He delays, not to punish you, not to forget you, but to protect you from a life you cannot yet see, and to prepare you for one you cannot yet imagine. Think about this. If Allah gave you everything you asked for, exactly when you asked for it, you would never discover the hidden paths that lead you to something greater. Sometimes Allah delays the marriage you want because He's writing a love story that doesn't begin yet. Sometimes He delays the job you dream about because He's crafting a position that fits not just your skills, but your destiny. Sometimes He delays removing the hardship because that hardship is shaping the strength you'll need to carry what's coming. Right now you're focused on speed, but Allah is focused on direction. You want soon, He wants right. And that difference is everything. The blessing you're waiting for is not just about what you want. It's about who you're becoming in the waiting. Because Allah isn't only preparing the blessing, He's preparing you. Every delay is building something inside you. Patience you didn't know you had. Resilience you didn't know you needed. Faith that feels unshakable when it's tested. This waiting season is the divine classroom where your soul learns the lessons it could never learn in comfort. One day, you look back on this exact moment, this painful pause, this unbearable silence, and you'll realize something powerful. If Allah had opened the doors you begged Him for, you would have settled for less than what He was preparing. This isn't a punishment, it's protection, it's preparation. And when the door finally opens, you'll step into a life that makes you whisper with trembling lips and wet eyes, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, if you had given me what I wanted, I would have missed what I needed. My brother, my sister, right now I know it feels like nothing is happening. You make dua after dua, you pour your heart into sujood, you wipe your tears quietly in the dark, and still the door remains closed. But listen to this carefully. While you're waiting, Allah is working. Behind every delay is 1,000 tiny movements you cannot see. Angels are being sent. Paths are being rearranged. Hearts are being softened. Situations are being aligned. There are pieces of your story being stitched together right now in the unseen, and you don't even know it. You see, Allah's silence is never absence. When you think nothing is happening, everything is happening. Right now, He is removing people who would have broken you. He is redirecting opportunities that would have trapped you. He is protecting you from harm you can't yet see. And sometimes He is holding back the blessing itself until you become the person who can hold it without losing yourself. Do you understand what this means? It means this delay is shaping you. That heartbreak that shattered you, it's teaching you compassion you'll need later. That rejection that crushed you, it's training you to recognize what's truly yours and what was never meant to stay. That no that broke your heart, It's Allah saying, my servant, I have something better, but I need you to trust me first. I know the waiting is heavy. I know it hurts to see others receiving what you've been praying for. But listen carefully. What's written for you cannot be delayed forever. It cannot be stolen. It cannot pass you by. And when it finally comes, you'll realize why it took so long. You'll understand why Allah said no to every other door. Because He was saving you for the one door that would lead you straight to the life He wrote for you. Sometimes the delay isn't even about the blessing itself. It's about you, about your heart, about your soul. Because if Allah gave you what you're begging for right now, it might break you. But when He gives it later, after the waiting, after the growth, after the tears, you'll be ready to hold it, and it will hold you back. And on that day, you'll understand something profound. The delay wasn't a punishment. It was protection. It wasn't neglect. It was nurturing. Allah wasn't ignoring you. He was preparing you. He was preparing everything around you. He was preparing a blessing so beautiful, so perfect, so aligned with your soul that you'll fall into sujood, trembling and whisper, Ya Allah, you knew all along. And that is when you'll finally see that the delay you hated most was the door you needed most. The Quran already told you this. My brother, my sister, I know tonight feels heavy. Your heart is tired. Your soul is restless. And you're wondering why life feels stuck. Why doors keep closing. Why what you've been praying for still hasn't arrived. You've whispered dua after dua. You've cried in sujood. You've begged Allah silently when no one could see you. And when there's no reply, you begin to ask yourself quietly, does Allah hear me? Does He see what I'm going through? Listen to me carefully. The Quran already answered you. Long before your tears fell, long before your heart broke, long before you even asked the question. But perhaps you dislike something and Allah places your greatest good within it. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:216. Do you hear it? Allah already told you this. He already whispered the answer to your pain. What you see as loss might actually be rescue. What you think is rejection might actually be redirection. What you believe is breaking you might actually be building you. You're begging for one door to open, but Allah knows there's something behind that door you can't yet see. Maybe there's heartbreak there. Maybe there's harm there. Maybe there's a path that would quietly pull you away from Him. So He delays. He closes doors. He blocks roads. And while you feel abandoned, Allah is protecting you from the things you don't yet understand. The Quran teaches us that Allah's knowledge is infinite while ours is limited. We see only the moment. Allah sees the story. We see one chapter. Allah has written the entire book. That's why sometimes He removes what you thought you couldn't live without. Not to hurt you, but to free you from something that was never yours to carry. Right now, you're staring at a closed door and you think you've been left behind. But the Quran reminds you what's written for you cannot miss you. And what missed you was never written for you. You feel delayed. But in reality, you are being positioned exactly where you need to be. And one day, you will see it. You look back at the path you thought was painful and realize it was the only road that led you to where you were meant to be. You'll whisper through tears, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you knew what I didn't. My brother, my sister, there are moments in life when silence feels unbearable. When you wake up at night and it feels like the weight of the world is pressing down on your chest. When you whisper, Ya Allah, but the reply feels distant, almost hidden. And in those moments, you begin to wonder, why me? Why is this happening? Why does it feel like I'm standing still while everyone else keeps moving forward? But before your lips even form the question, before your heart even feels the ache, the Quran had already whispered the answer. And it may be that you dislike something while it is good for you. And it may be that you love something while it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you do not know. Surah Al-Baqarah 216. Pause for a moment. Let these words breathe in your heart. Allah knows you do not. You see pain, He sees protection. You see delays, He sees preparation. You see rejection, He sees redirection. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam, think about it. If Allah gave you everything you begged for, exactly when you wanted it, how many times would you have walked blindly into your own heartbreak? Sometimes the thing you want most is the very thing that would quietly destroy you. So Allah writes it out of your story. He saves you from what you think you want to give you what you truly need. You see, only today, Allah sees eternity. You see the moment, Allah sees the story, and every closed door, every unanswered dua, every painful delay is a divine mercy. Wearing the face of disappointment, the Quran didn't promise us that we would always get what we want. It promised us something greater, that Allah knows what we do not, that He sees what we cannot, that even in heartbreak there is hidden goodness. Sometimes Allah delays your prayer because He's preparing your heart to receive something bigger than you imagined. Sometimes He removes someone you love because He knows their role in your story was never meant to be permanent. Sometimes He closes a door so painfully because what lies behind it would have cost you your peace, your dignity, even your iman. And so He blocks it, even while you cry for it. And yet we forget. We see His mercy as silence. We mistake His love for distance. We confuse His wisdom with neglect. But listen to me carefully. The Quran is full of whispers, reminding you of one simple truth. Allah never abandons His servant. Remember what He says. And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for them. Surah Talaq 65:3. Do you understand what this means? It means you're not walking alone. It means the very delay breaking your heart right now is being carried in the hands of the one who wrote your entire destiny. It means the same Allah who parted the sea for Musa, who cooled the fire for Ibrahim, who saved Yunus from the darkness of the whale, is the one holding your story together right now. So breathe deeply, because the Quran already told you that what feels delayed is never denied. It's simply being prepared. And one day, when you step into the blessing you were once crying for, you look back and say softly, with tears streaming down your face, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you knew what I didn't. You saved me from what I thought I wanted and gave me what I truly needed. When people leave, Allah is clearing the path. My brother, my sister, I know you didn't expect them to leave. I know you thought they were permanent. I know you believed they were part of your forever. You gave them your heart. You trusted them with your soul. You prayed they'd stay. But one day, they didn't. They left, and the silence they left behind is louder than anything you've ever felt. It hurts, doesn't it? It feels like a part of you was taken away. It feels unfair. It feels like betrayal. And somewhere deep inside, you whisper the question no one hears. Ya Allah, why did you let them leave me? Listen to me carefully. Sometimes Allah removes people from your life, not to break you, but to protect you. You thought they were meant to stay, But Allah knew the weight they would bring later. He saw conversations you haven't heard yet. He saw intentions they've never revealed. He saw pain you couldn't survive. If they walked into your future with you, so Allah writes them out of your story, not because you're unworthy of love, not because you're too difficult to hold on to, but because He loves you too much to let you carry people who would destroy what He's preparing you for. Right now, you can't see it. Right now, it only feels like loss. But this isn't destruction. It's redirection. Because not everyone is meant to walk into the version of you that Allah is creating. Some people were only placed in your life to teach you a lesson, to spark your growth, to shape your heart. And when their part is over, Allah writes their exit, even when your heart begs for them to stay. I know you can't see it yet, but one day you will. One day you'll look back at this heartbreak and whisper through tears, Ya Allah, now I understand. You weren't taking from me. You were saving me. My brother, my sister, sometimes the greatest mercy of Allah comes disguised as heartbreak. I know you don't see it now. I know it feels like a wound that won't heal. I know your heart keeps asking, why, Ya Allah? Why them? Why now? But one day, you will understand this truth. When people leave, Allah is clearing your path because He knows what you don't. He hears what you haven't heard. He sees what you can't see. That person you thought would stay forever, maybe their presence would have delayed your blessing. Maybe their hands would have blocked what Allah had already written for you. Maybe their intentions were never aligned with where your soul needed to go. So Allah rewrote their role in your story. Not to punish you, not to hurt you, but to protect you from chains you didn't even know were there. There are conversations you weren't meant to hear. Betrayals you weren't meant to witness. Plans you weren't meant to suffer from. Allah removed you from rooms where your name was being dishonored. He pulled you away from hearts that would have shattered you beyond repair. Sometimes He saves you quietly without explanation, because if you saw the full truth, your heart would break even more. So He hides it from you and simply removes them. It feels like rejection, but in reality it's protection. It feels like abandonment, but in reality it's redirection. It feels like you've lost everything, but in reality you're being prepared for better. Remember this, not everyone can walk with you into the destiny Allah is shaping. Some people are only chapters, not the entire book. Their purpose was to teach you, to change you, to break you open so you could grow. And when their part in your story is over, Allah writes their exit. No matter how tightly you try to hold on. I know it hurts. I know you replay memories and wonder what went wrong. I know the silence they left behind feels louder than anything you've ever heard. But the Quran reminds you, it may be that you dislike something while it is good for you. Surah Al-Baqarah 216. That goodbye you hate today is part of a bigger hello tomorrow. If they had stayed, you wouldn't have room for what Allah is bringing next. If they had stayed, you wouldn't have grown into the person who can hold the blessing He's preparing. If they had stayed, you would have clung to something temporary and missed something eternal. One day, you will wake up healed. You will look back and see Allah's fingerprints on everything you thought was falling apart. And with tears in your eyes, you whisper, Ya Allah, you were protecting me all along. My brother, my sister, sometimes Allah removes people because you've built your happiness around them instead of Him. He sees your heart slowly attaching to what was always meant to be temporary. And He loves you too much to let you worship the gift and forget the giver. So He breaks the attachment He pulls them away. He empties your hands even when you're begging Him to let them stay. And I know it feels cruel. I know it feels unbearable. But in reality, this is the greatest mercy, because when your hands are empty, you finally have space for what was truly written for you. Do you realize what this means? That heartbreak you thought was punishment was actually an invitation to turn back to Allah, to lean on Him more than you ever leaned on people, to rediscover the one who never walks away, who never forgets you, who never grows tired of holding you. Sometimes Allah removes people quietly because they were standing between you and Him. Their presence was blinding you from seeing your own purpose. Their love was softening your grip on Allah. Their absence is Allah's way of pulling you closer, because there are some lessons you can only learn in the silence they leave behind. You see, Allah doesn't just prepare blessings for you, He prepares you for the blessings. And sometimes to prepare you, He has to break you. Not to destroy you, but to rebuild you. Because the version of you that clung to those people cannot carry the weight of the future Allah is writing for you. The new you, the one Allah is shaping right now, is stronger, wiser, closer to Him, unshakable in faith. I know the nights are hard. I know the silence screams. I know you replay conversations in your head, wondering what you could have done differently. But listen carefully. Their leaving is not your failure. Their leaving is not a reflection of your worth. Their leaving is Allah's way of saying, you are meant for more than this. Remember this, not everyone can carry the weight of where Allah is taking you. Not everyone can breathe at the altitude He's raising you to. Some people are removed because they would limit you. Some are removed because they would drain you. And some are removed because their hearts were never tied to yours in the first place. It's not rejection, it's refinement. It's mercy wearing the face of separation. And one day, you'll stand where Allah is taking you, and you'll look back at the names, the faces, the memories that once broke you, and you'll whisper through tears, Ya Allah, now I see it. Every removal was a rescue. Every goodbye was a blessing. Every loss was love in disguise. So tonight, don't chase what Allah has removed. Don't beg for what He has written out of your story. Don't mourn doors He has sealed shut, because what's ahead is greater than what you left behind. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are not being abandoned. You are being redirected. You are not losing people. You are finding yourself and the path Allah chose for you. And when the blessing finally arrives, when the right people enter, when the right doors open, when the right opportunities unfold, you will understand why everyone who left had to leave. You'll smile through your tears and whisper softly, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you knew what I didn't. You removed what I thought I needed to give me what I was created for. His silence has been speaking all along. My brother, my sister, I know what you're feeling. I know what it's like to kneel on the prayer mat with trembling lips and an exhausted heart to whisper, Ya Allah, again and again, and still there is silence. I know what it feels like to wipe your tears quietly at night so no one else hears your breaking. I know how heavy it feels to wake up every day carrying questions no one can answer. Why me? Why now? Why hasn't anything changed? But listen to me carefully. His silence has never meant His absence. Sometimes Allah speaks loudest through the things He doesn't say. When the door remains closed, He's speaking. When the dua feels unanswered, He's speaking. When the delay stretches longer than your patience, He's speaking. Because silence is not neglect. Silence is not distance. Silence is a language of love, only understood by the soul that listens. Do you know what he's been whispering through this quiet? My servant, I haven't forgotten you. I'm preparing you. I'm protecting you. I'm holding something greater for you than what you're asking for right now. The delay you're resenting today is the blessing you'll thank him for tomorrow. The unanswered dua that breaks you now will one day make you whisper, Subhanallah, you were saving me all along. His silence is where your soul grows louder. It's in this stillness that you learn patience. It's in this pause that your faith stretches. It's in this quiet that your heart learns to lean on him completely. Because when everything around you falls silent, you discover the only voice you were ever meant to follow. My brother, my sister, there are moments in life when you pour your heart out in dua and it feels like nothing happens. The world remains the same. Your situation doesn't move. Your pain doesn't fade. And in those moments, it feels like Allah isn't answering. But listen carefully. The silence you're hearing is not Allah ignoring you. It's Allah teaching you. He is teaching you to trust His plan. When you cannot trace it, to surrender your timeline to the one who controls time itself. To stop measuring His love by how quickly He gives you what you want. And start recognizing His mercy in what He withholds. Because sometimes what you call an unanswered dua is actually Allah's greatest response. Not yet, because I love you too much. To give you what would break you. Think about this for a moment. What if Allah gave you everything you begged for, exactly when you asked for it? How many times would you have walked blindly into something that would have destroyed you? So He closes doors. He delays answers. He keeps you waiting. Not because you are forgotten, but because you are protected. His silence is not distance. His silence is direction. Every delay you hate today is guiding you closer to the blessing you can't yet see. Every no you've received is clearing the path for a greater yes that's being written in the unseen. Do you know why it hurts so much right now? Because your heart is still attached to how you thought life should look. But Allah is rewriting your story into something far more beautiful than what you prayed for. And that takes time. It takes patience. It takes trust. The Prophet ﷺ reminded us, know that what has passed you by was never meant for you, and what has reached you was never going to miss you. Sunan Abu Dawood, if the dua you made hasn't been answered yet, it means Allah has something better. If the person you wanted has slipped away, it means they were never written for you. If the opportunity you begged for has vanished, it means something greater is being prepared. So, when Allah is silent, don't mistake it for neglect. His silence is your soul's classroom. It's where He teaches you to build faith in the unseen. Because when you trust Allah, even when He's silent, you unlock a love so deep that no delay, no heartbreak, no closed door can shake you anymore. And one day, you'll look back at these nights when you thought your du'as went unheard, and you'll whisper with trembling lips, Ya Allah, you were answering me in ways I couldn't yet understand. My brother, my sister, I know you've been waiting. I know you've been carrying dreams so heavy that they've started to hurt your heart. I know there are du'as you've whispered for so long that the words now feel empty on your tongue. And I know the silence feels unbearable. You wake up every day and nothing seems to change. You pray every night and nothing seems to move. But listen to me carefully. Just because you can't hear Him doesn't mean He isn't speaking to you. Do you know what Allah's silence often says? My servant, I have not forgotten you. I've been answering you in ways your eyes cannot yet see. I'm protecting you from doors you thought you wanted and guiding you towards doors you didn't know existed. Every closed door was an answer. Every delay was an answer. Every heartbreak was an answer. But because His language is different, you mistook His whispers for silence. Right now, while you think nothing is happening, everything is happening. Angels are being sent. Hearts are being moved. Paths are being rearranged. Destinies are being rewritten in ways your mind cannot yet comprehend. While you're standing in stillness, Allah is working in the unseen. Sometimes His silence is a shield. He's blocking something that looks like a blessing but hides a storm behind it. Sometimes His silence is a test. He's growing your patience, stretching your faith, and polishing your heart until it's strong enough to hold the blessing when it finally comes. And sometimes His silence is preparation, because what He has written for you isn't small. It's sacred. It requires a stronger, wiser, more grounded version of you to carry it. That's why He doesn't rush your story. That's why He delays what you're begging for. That's why He holds you back when your heart is desperate to run forward. Because sometimes you are not waiting for the blessing. The blessing is waiting for you. The Quran reminds us, indeed, with hardship comes ease. Surah Ash-Shar 94:6. But notice something. Allah doesn't say ease comes after hardship. He says it comes with it. It means that even in this silence, even in this pause, even in this heartbreak, there is ease woven into the waiting. You just can't see it yet. One day you will look back at this exact season of your life and you'll whisper through your tears, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you were answering me all along, not with words, but with protection, not with speed, but with wisdom, not with what I wanted, but with what I needed. So tonight, if your heart is restless, if your eyes are tired of crying, if your soul feels unseen, just remember this. The silence you hear isn't empty. It's full of movement you cannot yet perceive. And one day, when Allah's plan finally unfolds before you, you'll fall into sujood, trembling, and you'll understand every delay, every heartbreak, every unanswered dua. You'll whisper softly with tears soaking the ground beneath you, Ya Allah, now I understand. You were speaking to me through silence the entire time. What's written for you cannot be stolen. My brother, my sister, before you ever took your first breath, before your heart beat for the very first time, before you whispered your first Ya Allah in this world, your entire story was already written. Every face you would meet, every love you would lose, every door that would open, every door that would close, every tear, every smile, every heartbreak, every blessing already written. The Prophet ﷺ said, the pens have been lifted and the pages have dried. Arabi bayaro. Do you understand what that means? It means your rizq, your provision was written before you were born. Your spouse, your sustenance, your success, your failures, your deepest heartbreaks and your greatest blessings. All of it was known before the world even knew your name. And here's the whisper your heart has been waiting for. What is written for you cannot miss you. And what has missed you was never written for you. I know what you've been carrying. I know there are du'as that you've whispered so many times that they now sit heavy on your lips. I know there are dreams you've clung to so tightly that letting go feels like suffocating. I know there are names you thought would stay forever, but had to watch walk away. And through it all, you keep wondering, Ya Allah, why does everything I want keep slipping through my hands? Listen carefully, because sometimes Allah's no is His greatest form of mercy. You begged for that person, but Allah saw the storm they carried behind their smile. You prayed for that opportunity, but Allah saw the burden it would place on your soul. You cried for that door to open, but Allah saw what was waiting behind it and quietly sealed it shut. He doesn't take to break you. He removes to protect you. He delays to prepare you. He redirects to save you. Right now, you may feel like you're standing still while the rest of the world rushes forward. But the Quran reminds you, and perhaps you dislike something while it is good for you, and perhaps you love something while it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you do not know. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:216. This heartbreak you hate right now might be the reason your heart heals tomorrow. This delay you resent today might be the only thing protecting you from a lifetime of pain. Your rizq cannot be stolen. Your place in someone's heart cannot be stolen. Your sustenance cannot be stolen. The blessings Allah has written for you will reach you even if the entire world tries to block them. And the things that slip through your fingers, they were never yours to hold. One day, you look back at every closed door, every unanswered dua, every person who left, and you'll whisper through tears, Ya Allah, you knew what I didn't. You saved me from what I thought I needed, to give me what I was truly meant for. My brother, my sister, right now, you may feel like life is passing you by. You see others succeeding, others smiling, others holding what you've been praying for, and you wonder quietly, why not me, Ya Allah? Why do my hands stay empty while theirs are full? But what you don't see is that your rizq is on its way, not a moment late, not a breath early. Exactly when Allah decrees, the Prophet ﷺ said, know that if the entire nation were to gather to benefit you with something, they would not benefit you, except with what Allah has already written for you. And if they gathered to harm you, they would not harm you, except with what Allah has already written against you. Arabi Bayaro. Do you understand what this means? It means there isn't a single soul alive who can take what Allah has decreed for you. Not a boss, not a friend, not a stranger, not even the one who betrayed you. The promotion you thought you lost, if it was yours, Allah would have carved a path through walls to deliver it to you. The love that slipped away, if it was written for you, nothing, no distance, no person, no power could have separated you from it. And the heartbreak you're carrying today, if you knew what Allah knows, you'd be on your prayer mat, thanking Him for saving you from it. But I know right now, you don't see the wisdom. All you see is loss. All you feel is pain. All you hear is silence. Yet in this silence, there is movement. Angels are being sent. Doors are being aligned. Paths are being written. Hearts are being softened. Destiny is being rearranged just for you. There is a provision racing toward you right now that has your name on it. A moment in time, a person, a blessing, a chapter of life that no force on this earth can erase, delay, or replace. And when it arrives, you'll realize something powerful. Every rejection, every heartbreak, every unanswered dua was clearing the space for this. Sometimes Allah delays, not because He wants you to suffer, but because He wants your heart ready to receive what He has written for you. What's coming is heavier than what you lost, more beautiful than what slipped away, more permanent than what broke you. Right now, you're standing in the hallway between prayers made and prayers answered. It feels endless. It feels quiet. But in this waiting, Allah is building you, because what's written for you is bigger than you think. And to carry it, you have to grow into someone strong enough, patient enough, faithful enough to hold it without breaking. So trust Him. Trust the plan you cannot yet see. Trust the one who knows your heart better than you do, because one day you will wake up and realize that nothing missed you. Not one blessing, not one person, not one opportunity. Everything written for you will find you. My brother, my sister, do you know why what's written for you cannot be stolen? Because Allah Himself guards it. The blessing you're waiting for has been carrying your name since before you were even born. It has walked with you quietly through every heartbreak, through every disappointment, through every tear, and it is moving towards you as surely as the sun rises after the darkest night. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you rely upon Allah with true reliance, He would provide for you as He provides for the birds. They leave hungry in the morning and return full in the evening. Arabi Bayaro. Think about that for a moment. Birds don't chase their rizq in panic. They don't lose sleep fearing that someone else will eat their portion. They wake, they move, and Allah delivers. If a bird's provision is guaranteed, what about yours? When Allah loves you more than you love yourself, right now, you are living inside a plan you can't yet see. Every delay is positioning you. Every heartbreak is refining you. Every loss is protecting you. The person who left you didn't take your future with them. The opportunity you lost didn't take your rizq away. The dua that feels unanswered is still echoing in the unseen, and angels are carrying it to a moment Allah has already chosen. But here's the beauty. When Allah writes something for you, you don't need to chase it. You don't need to beg for it. You don't need to fight anyone for it. Because what's yours will come and what's not will leave. And when it comes, it will arrive so effortlessly, so beautifully, that you'll know instantly that it was written for you all along. I know you've been crying in silence. I know you've been staring at closed doors, wondering why others are walking through theirs, while yours stay shut. But one day you will understand. You'll see how Allah was protecting you from what you thought you wanted to give you what you truly needed. You'll see how every no was guiding you to a far better yes. You'll see how nothing missed you and nothing that left was ever meant to stay. Indeed, what Allah wills comes to pass, and what He does not will does not happen. Sunan Ibn Majah. This is qadr. This is divine decree. There is no force in this world strong enough to rewrite what Allah has written for you. Not people, not timing, not power, not fear. What's yours will find you, even if it walks through oceans and climbs mountains to get to you. And when it does, you will fall into sujood, your tears soaking the earth beneath you, and you'll whisper softly, with a heart finally at peace, Ya Allah, you never forgot me. You saved me from what I thought I wanted, to give me what I was always meant for. Every tear is an investment with Allah. My brother, my sister, I know there are nights when the world sleeps, but your heart stays awake. Nights where your chest feels heavy, your lips tremble in quiet dua, and your tears fall silently into the darkness. unseen, unheard. At least that's what you think. You wipe your face before anyone notices. You smile in the daylight so no one asks what's wrong. You carry your pain quietly because you feel no one would understand. But listen carefully. Every tear you've cried has already been counted. The Prophet ﷺ said, no Muslim is afflicted with anything, even the prick of a thorn, except that Allah wipes away his sins and raises his rank. Bukhari Allahu. Muslim, do you realize what that means? Not a single sigh of yours is wasted. Not a single heartbeat of pain goes unnoticed. Not a single Ya Allah has ever been ignored. Your tears are investments. Every drop carries weight in the heavens, greater than you can imagine. Sometimes you cry thinking you are alone, but Allah is closer to you in those moments than anyone else has ever been. Indeed, Allah is with those who are patient. Surah Al-Baqarah 2153. Do you feel the comfort in that? While the world sleeps, Allah watches over you. While no one else listens, Allah records every trembling word. While no one else notices your breaking, Allah carries you gently through the storm you don't even have words for. And when you finally whisper, Ya Allah, I can't do this anymore, He writes it down, not to shame you, not to expose you, but to store it as a reminder that even in your weakest moments, you turn back to Him, and turning back to Him is never wasted. Those tears you've cried aren't falling to the ground. They're rising to the heavens. They are stored, collected, and cherished by the one who loves you most. Because Allah doesn't just see your tears, He owns them. He invests them into blessings you cannot yet see. My brother, my sister, you think no one knows, you think no one hears. But every tear you've shed, every sigh you've released, every quiet, Ya Allah, you've whispered when no one was watching, is known, it's recorded, it's cherished, it's loved. The Prophet ﷺ told us, on the day of judgment, there will be people under the shade of Allah, and among them is the one who remembers Allah in private until their eyes overflow with tears. Bukhari Allahu. Muslim, did you hear that? The tears you cried in the dark, the ones no one noticed, the ones you wiped away quickly before anyone could see. Those tears could be the very reason Allah shades you on a day when there will be no shade but His. Every heartbreak that broke you brought you closer to Him. Every rejection turned your face back towards the one who never rejects you. Every disappointment was His gentle way of whispering, come closer to me. Even the tears you thought were meaningless, the ones you shed when you were too tired to even pray, when you were too weak to even speak, when all you managed to say was, Ya Allah, those tears moved the heavens, because Allah sees what no one else does. He hears what no one else hears. And He knows the weight behind every silent sob. Right now, while you're sitting in that quiet storm inside you, angels are recording every moment. They write your dua, even when you can't find the words. They count your tears, even when you can't count your pain. They store your cries, even when the world ignores them. And here's the part your heart needs to hear. Allah stores those tears as rewards. Every drop is an investment. Every sob is a deposit into your akhirah. Every quiet heartbreak is transformed into a blessing you will see when you need it most. The Quran reminds us, indeed, the patient will be given their reward without measure. Surah Az-Zumar 39:10. Without measure. That means your patience right now is earning rewards so vast that you won't even comprehend them until the day you stand before Him. and He shows you what every tear became. But I know right now you don't see it. Right now, all you feel is the ache. You wonder why Allah doesn't take the pain away. Listen carefully. Sometimes Allah allows the tears to fall because they are washing your soul clean. Sometimes He lets the heart break so it can return softer, purer, more ready to hold the blessing. He's preparing for you. The tears you cry today are watering the seeds of your tomorrow. Every Ya Allah you whisper is opening doors in the unseen you haven't yet reached. Every moment you endure silently is pulling you closer to the day when you'll finally understand. And on that day, you'll stand in the middle of your blessing, tears falling again, but this time there'll be tears of gratitude. And you'll whisper softly, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, now I see why I had to cry so much. Every drop was leading me here. My brother, my sister, there will come a day when every tear you've ever cried will rise and speak on your behalf. Every drop that fell in silence, every sob you swallowed in the dark, every quiet, Ya Allah, will become your voice on the day when so many voices will be silenced. And on that day, Allah will show you where those tears went. Some of them were turned into forgiveness. Some of them were planted into gardens you'll one day walk through in Jannah. Some of them were transformed into shields that protected you from harms you never even knew existed. And some of them became bridges, leading you quietly, gently, closer and closer to Him. Right now, you only see pain, but Allah sees return. Every moment you cried was a moment you surrendered, and there is no surrender that goes unnoticed by Him. The Quran whispers, indeed, Allah is with the broken-hearted, implied from multiple tafsirs of Surah Al-Baqarah. Do you understand what that means? It means your tears don't distance you from Allah. They pull you closer. That night you thought you were alone, He was watching. That dua you thought went unanswered, He heard it before you even spoke it. That heartbreak you thought broke you, He's using it to rebuild you into someone stronger, softer, and closer to Him. Sometimes Allah allows the tears to fall because they purify you. They soften a heart that has carried too much pain, too much pride, too many distractions. Sometimes He allows the breaking so you finally return to the one who has always been holding you together. Do you realize how loved you are by Allah? If He didn't love you, He wouldn't call you back through the tears. He wouldn't respond to your silence. With signs only your soul could recognize, He wouldn't remind you through your pain that He's been here the entire time. And one day, you will thank Him for every heartbreak. You will thank Him for every tear. You will thank Him for keeping you awake on nights when the world slept peacefully. But your soul was being rewritten in His company because every tear was an investment. Not one was wasted. Not one fell without meaning. Not one escaped His knowledge. And one day, when the full story unfolds, you will fall into sujood, your forehead touching the ground, tears soaking the earth beneath you, and you'll whisper softly, Ya Allah, every tear led me back to you. Every heartbreak was you holding me closer. Every delay, every silence, every no was you protecting me, loving me, saving me. My brother, my sister, the tears you cry tonight are opening doors you cannot yet see. They are watering the seeds of blessings you'll step into tomorrow. And when that day comes, your tears will be the proof that Allah was never silent, never distant, never absent, because He was with you in every drop. My brother, my sister, do you know why Allah loves your tears so much? Because your tears are a sign that your heart is still alive. A heart that can cry before Allah is a heart that is soft, a heart still connected, a heart still capable of surrender. The Prophet ﷺ said, two eyes will never be touched by the fire of hell. The eye that weeps out of fear of Allah, and the eye that stands guard in the path of Allah. Arabi Bayaro. Do you realize the honor hidden here? One sincere tear shed in the darkness for Allah alone is so beloved to Him that it becomes your shield on the day when shields will be scarce. That night you cried alone, the world forgot, but the heavens remembered. Angels descended, writing every drop, carrying every whisper, placing your pain gently in the care of Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. And Allah, the one who calls Himself Al-Latif, the subtle, the most gentle, was closer to you in that moment than your very jugular vein. Do you see what this means? Your tears are not weakness. They are worship. They are a silent dua, a testimony of faith. When words fail you, because sometimes the tears say what the tongue cannot. Every time you cried, you thought you were breaking, but in reality, you were building. You were building closeness with Allah. You were building a record of patience. You were building a fortress of rewards that no trial, no pain, no loss can ever erase. And on the day of judgment, you will stand before Allah and He will unveil treasures you never knew you had. He will show you gardens planted from every tear. He will show you ranks raised by every heartbreak you endured. He will show you blessings that bloomed quietly in the soil of your patience. And in that moment, you will look back at every lonely night, every whispered dua, every silent sob, and you'll smile through tears and whisper softly, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you were multiplying my pain into paradise. Sometimes Allah allows tears to fall now, so He can save you from greater tears later. Sometimes He breaks your heart only to purify it, to soften it, to prepare it for something far bigger than what you're asking for. And sometimes He lets you feel empty so you can finally realize that only He can fill you. So tonight, don't hide your tears from Allah. Pour your heart out before Him. Let your weakness be known to the One who already knows it better than you. Let your pain be witnessed by the One who created the very heart that feels it. Because every tear you cry for Him is stored, cherished, and multiplied beyond imagination. One day, you'll step into a blessing so beautiful. You'll fall into sujood instantly, tears soaking the earth beneath you, and you'll whisper, Ya Allah, every moment I cried alone, You were preparing this for me. Every heartbreak led me here. Every delay made me ready. Every tear was an investment you returned in ways in my heart never imagined. The whisper you've been waiting for. My brother, my sister, I know how long you've been waiting. I know how heavy your chest feels tonight. I know how exhausted your soul has grown, smiling through days when you're breaking inside, praying through nights when you hear nothing back. You've been holding on to du'as you whispered years ago, hoping, believing, trying, and yet the silence feels endless. You keep wondering quietly, Ya Allah, have you forgotten me? Listen carefully. This right now is the whisper you've been waiting for. Allah has not forgotten you. He never has. Not for a single heartbeat, not for a single breath. Even in the nights when you cried alone, even in the moments you broke quietly, even in the storms you thought you'd never survive, He was there, watching, holding, writing a plan far greater than the one you've been praying for. You've been asking for an answer, but Allah has been preparing a blessing. And blessings take time because they're not ordinary. They're sacred. They're wrapped in patience, built in silence, and delivered exactly when your heart is ready to carry them. Right now, you don't see the full picture. You only see unanswered du'as, doors that won't open, and dreams that seem too far away. But behind this silence, everything is moving. Angels are carrying your du'as. Destiny is being rearranged. Hearts are being softened. Paths are being aligned. Pieces are falling quietly into place. And one day, the weight will make sense. One day, you'll stand inside the blessing you once begged for, and you'll whisper softly, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, you were never silent. You were speaking all along in ways my heart couldn't yet hear. My brother, my sister, do you know why you've been waiting so long? Because what Allah has written for you isn't ordinary. It's different. It's sacred. And sacred things are never rushed. Sometimes you look around, watching people walk into blessings you've been begging for, and you wonder quietly, Ya Allah, what about me? Why is everyone's door opening while mine stays locked? But here's the whisper your heart needs tonight. Your door is not locked. It's being built. Allah isn't denying you. He's preparing you. Because what's written for you will arrive whole at the perfect moment in a way that leaves no space for doubt. Right now, while you think nothing is happening, everything is happening. In the unseen, your rizq is moving toward you. Opportunities are shifting silently. Hearts are being prepared to love you the way you've prayed for. Blessings are being aligned with moments you haven't yet reached. You just can't see it yet. And that's where faith is born. The Quran reminds us, and He found you lost, and He guided you. Surah Duha 93:7. Do you see? Even when you thought you were wandering, Allah was leading you. Even when you thought He was silent, He was speaking through every detour, every delay, every heartbreak. Listen carefully to this. Every time He made you wait, He was protecting you. Every time He delayed your dua, He was refining you. Every time He closed the door, He was redirecting you. His silence has always been full of movement. It has never been neglect. It has always been love. And one day, you look back at every night you cried, every dua that felt unanswered, every moment you thought you were forgotten, and you'll whisper softly, Ya Allah, now I understand. Your silence was my shelter. Your delay was my protection. Your plan was my greatest blessing. My brother, my sister, have you ever wondered why Allah lets your heart break sometimes? Why He allows you to sit in silence? After so many nights of dua, why He doesn't always give you what you beg for right away? It's not rejection, it's redirection. Because if He gave you everything you wanted, exactly when you asked for it, you'd settle for less than what He wrote for you. Listen carefully. This silence you've been hearing, this delay you've been carrying, to this heartbreak you've been nursing, it's not punishment. It's Allah whispering softly, my servant, I'm saving you from what you cannot see yet. I'm preparing something greater. Be patient with me. Every time you thought He was silent, He was speaking through the closed doors. Every time you thought He'd forgotten you, He was holding back storms you never even knew were coming. Every time you thought you were lost, He was guiding your steps toward a blessing you didn't even know to ask for. The Prophet ﷺ said, know that what has passed you by was never meant for you, and what has reached you was never going to miss you. Sunan Abu Dawood, do you feel the weight of that? It means the thing you're crying over today, the person who walked away, the dream that slipped through your hands, it wasn't meant to stay. It wasn't yours to hold. Because if it was written for you, nothing in this world could have kept it from you. Right now, you don't see the wisdom. All you feel is the ache. All you hear is the quiet. But listen to the whisper underneath it all. Trust me. Trust my timing. Trust my plan. The Quran promises us, and whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Surah Talaq 65:3. If He is sufficient, why do you fear missing out? Why do you ache thinking someone can steal what's yours or block what's written for you? The blessing Allah has written will find you, even if it has to cross oceans, climb mountains, and move through people you haven't even met yet. It will arrive. And when it arrives, you won't need to chase it. It will come softly, effortlessly, perfectly timed, and your heart will know instantly. This is what Allah was preparing me for all along. The inna a'ada'allaha min. My brother, my sister, you've been carrying so much, so many silent prayers, so many restless nights, so many tears you thought no one saw. But listen carefully, not a single tear has ever fallen unnoticed. The Prophet ﷺ said, Allah is more merciful to His servant than a mother to her child. Bukhari Allahu, Muslim, do you know what that means? Every tear, every heartbreak, every ache in your chest is held gently by the one who loves you more than anyone ever could. Right now, you think the waiting is breaking you, but the waiting is building you. It's shaping your heart into something softer, stronger, more patient, more trusting, because the blessing Allah has written for you is bigger than the person you are right now. You have to grow into it before it arrives. Sometimes He closes doors because the rooms behind them weren't safe for your soul. Sometimes He delays what you asked for because it isn't ready yet, or you aren't ready yet. Sometimes He removes what you love so He can give you something that will love you better. This is not punishment, this is protection. And I know right now it hurts. You can't see what's coming. You can't understand the wisdom. You only feel the weight of unanswered du'as and the ache of passing time. But one day you'll stand in the middle of your blessing, and the first thing you'll whisper is, Subhanallah, Ya Allah, now I understand why you made me wait. The Quran promises, indeed, with hardship comes ease. Surah Ash-Shar 94:6. But notice, Allah doesn't say ease comes after hardship. He says it comes with it. That means right now, even in this struggle, even in this silence, even in this heartbreak, ease is already walking beside you. And maybe you can't see it yet. Maybe you can't feel it yet, but it's there. Because Allah has never abandoned you. Not for a heartbeat, not for a single breath. One day soon, the thing you've been begging for will arrive so beautifully, so effortlessly, so perfectly timed that you'll know instantly, this was mine all along. And in that moment, your heart will fall into sujood, tears soaking the earth beneath you, and you'll whisper softly, Ya Allah, every delay was love, every closed door was mercy, every heartbreak was protection, every silence was you whispering to my soul, trust me. My brother, my sister, this is it. This is the whisper your restless soul has been waiting for. Listen carefully. You have never been forgotten. Not for a moment, not for a breath, not for a heartbeat. From the moment you were placed in your mother's womb, your entire story was written. Every smile, every tear, every heartbreak, every prayer, every answered dua, and every unanswered one that is still being stored in the heavens for the perfect moment. Right now, you think your life is still, but the unseen is alive with movement. Angels are carrying your du'as. Opportunities are shifting quietly. Hearts are being prepared to meet yours. Blessings are being wrapped in patience so that when they arrive, they're flawless. And all this time, you thought Allah was silent, but His silence has been speaking louder than words. Because what you've been waiting for is not small. It's not ordinary. It's sacred, and sacred things take time. Tonight, let your soul rest. Stop fearing the delay. Stop replaying the heartbreak. Stop doubting your worth just because Allah's timing doesn't match your longing. Because here's the whisper your heart needs to breathe tonight. My servant, what is meant for you is already yours. It is written. It is protected. It is moving toward you even when you feel stuck. Trust me. Trust my plan. One day, you will stand inside a blessing so beautiful that every night of crying, every whispered dua, every silent heartbreak will finally make sense. And in that moment, your forehead will touch the ground, tears soaking the earth beneath you, and your trembling lips will say, Ya Allah, you never forgot me. You were preparing me. Every silence was you whispering to my soul, be patient. Something greater is coming. And maybe tonight is the night. You need to hear this most. The blessing you've been begging for is already on its way. The love you've been praying for is already being written into your story. The peace you've been searching for is already closer than you think. All you have to do is trust. Trust the silence. Trust the delay. Trust the one who loves you more than you love yourself. So tonight, before you close your eyes, place your heart in Allah's hands and whisper softly, Ya Allah, I trust you. I trust your plan. I trust your timing. I trust that what's written for me will reach me, and what's not meant for me will never harm me. And in that surrender, you'll finally feel the peace you've been chasing all along. Because this is the whisper you've been waiting for.